Well, it's the 1st of May and it's time to flip the page of our calendar and see what this month's beautiful bird is going to be. Let's take a look. It's the puffin. There are 4 species of puffin in the world: the Atlantic puffin, horned puffin, tufted puffin and the rhinoceros auklet. The puffin featured in the Beautiful Birds calendar is the Atlantic puffin, and this is the only species found in the UK. It's the Atlantic puffin we should be taking a closer look at today. Puffins are a surprisingly small bird. They weigh in at about 500 grams and are about 18 centimeters in height. Even though they are small, they are certainly not a feeble bird. They can live in some pretty harsh environments. They spend most of their lives living on the open ocean, only returning to land during the breeding season from April to mid-August. Surprisingly little is known about their lives at sea, as they tend to be solitary and researchers have a hard time finding them to study them. The puffin will bob around on the waves using their powerful feet to propel themselves through the water. They keep themselves turned into the wind even when they are asleep. Under the waves they are strong swimmers, using their wings as paddles to fly underwater. Puffins are fast moving and can reach considerable depths of around 60 meters, staying submerged from 30 seconds up to a minute. They hunt small fish such as herring, capelin and sprats, and their favourite, the sand eel. These fish tend to be around 7 centimeters long, and an adult puffin needs to eat around 40 of them a day. The puffin can catch several fish in one dive, holding the first ones in place in its beak with a muscular grooved tongue while it catches the others. The beak has inward-facing serrations to help hold the fish in place. The puffin will swallow a lot of seawater while catching fish, while the excess salt is processed partly by its kidneys, but is also excreted through specialised salt glands in its nostrils. In spring, the mature puffins will return to land and form colonies where they were hatched. They will seek out the best nesting sites on grassy slopes just above a cliff edge where takeoff is most easily accomplished. Puffins nest in underground burrows which one puffin will excavate, often showering their mate with dirt. Puffins are monogamous, but this is mostly due to their attachment to nesting sites rather than their partner. Love the one you're with, I guess. The puffins will strengthen the bond by billing. This is where the pair will approach each other, wagging their heads from side to side, then rattling their beaks together. This will happen throughout the breeding season. The female lays a single white egg each year, but may produce a second if the first is lost early in the breeding season. The egg will be incubated by both parents for a duration of 39 to 45 days. Often the first sign that hatching has taken place is the adult returning to the nest with a beak full of fish. The adults will hunt for fish in hunting areas that are often over 60 miles offshore from the nesting sites. I mentioned earlier that puffins are strong swimmers, but they are also strong flyers too. I'm not sure why, perhaps it's the small size of their wings which has a small surface area for the bird's weight, but I'm always surprised at how accomplished they are in the air. To maintain flight, the puffin has to beat their wings fast, several times a second, up to 400 times a minute. It can reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. They're not quite so accomplished at landing and will usually belly flop into the water. The chicks will fledge from around 34 to 50 days. It will leave its nest at night when the risk of predation is lowest. It is unable to fly properly yet, and so will walk, run and flap its way to the sea in a rather perilous descent to the cliffs. Once it reaches the water, it paddles out to sea to a distance of around 3 kilometers from the shore. It will not return to land for 2 to 3 years. Puffins are probably safer when out to sea. The dangers are usually from seals or large fish where the puffin can take to the air to escape. Aerial predators include the great black-backed gull, the great skua and other similarly sized birds. The puffins are very vulnerable on land, but this is why their breeding colonies are usually on islands. Here predation from rats, foxes, cats, dogs and other ground-based mammals can be avoided. The The biggest risk to puffins here are from smaller gulls like the herring gull, which can move through the colony taking eggs or chicks that have ventured too close to the burrow's opening. These gulls will also steal fish from the adults as they return from hunting. There are around 580,000 breeding pairs of puffins in the UK. Although they have relatively healthy numbers, they are red listed as vulnerable due to their limited breeding sites. If one colony was to be disrupted, this could have a large impact on numbers overall. For example, on the island of Lundy, the number of puffins decreased from 3,500 pairs in 1939 to just 10 pairs in 2000. This was caused by rats getting onto the island and eating the eggs and chicks. The rats have since been removed, and it is believed that puffins are once again breeding there. Well, puffins with their colourful bills and comical looks are sometimes known as sea parrots or clowns of the sea, but whatever you call them, they definitely deserve their place in our beautiful bird series. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you found this interesting. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you're not already, and I hope to see you very soon for some more wildlife adventures. I'll see you then.